right, we are live. Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Coming at you with an interesting change. Like I said in the description, change in how I'm watching my wrestling content. So yeah, I did something this afternoon that I did not think I would really do. I canceled the WWE network and I actually signed up for the Global Wrestling Network. And this has actually been kind of a long time coming. And I know I've talked about this on here before. So if it's a discussion you've heard before, I apologize. It's me just basically putting the dot at the end of the sentence or exclamation point for that one. For some of you, maybe a question mark like, what? Hey, we got some chatters tonight. What's up, guys? How you doing? Ronnie's in the chat. Agent's in the chat. I was thinking about doing the same. I saw this coming. J-Bone here with Smash This Podcast. That's right. So yeah, I signed up for the Global Wrestling Network, and I look at it like Styles. About time you canceled, LOL. And like I said, this is not. Look, I still have a lot of favorites in the WWE. This is not me, I'm banning the WWE. No, look. And like I said, this is probably going to sound redundant because I've said it before. Ever since WrestleMania, I haven't been feeling like they've been putting on the product, like the best product they could. And that's not like, this person should be champ and that person should be. No, it's, everyone's got their favorites. But if the show is, how do I say this? I've said this in constructive criticism towards Impact Wrestling too. The show's just not flowing. To me, this is me. If you look at me and you're like, you're out your damn mind, that's you. This is me. And I'm not telling you, there's a big difference here. A lot of wrestling fans out there are posting stuff online like, you have to like this and you have to like that. And if you're not following what I'm following, or if you don't love what I love, then you're garbage. I have never been like that. Not everything is everybody's cup of tea. And I feel like, look, I'm compared to most podcasters on here, I think I'm relatively older. So I'm not going to call myself an old fart, even though I feel like that most days. I am an older wrestling fan, and I've watched a crap ton of WWE. But with so much more content out there, I don't feel like having the network for me right now is worth my $10 a month. And what Impact Wrestling has been doing over the course of the last, I'd say, year to 2 years. This has been, and they've lost a lot of fans through this process. They've been completely rebuilding their brand, their company, how they the roster, the production, everything. They're completely flipping the company on its head. And I've been proudly supporting this because I see positive changes. These are guys that I've stick because I fell in love with the show of Lucha Underground, and so many people on that show have shown up on Lucha Underground. If you have favorites in wrestling, name whatever, whoever your favorites are, and they're showing up multiple times a week on different shows, the wrestling world is changing, folks. Like someone who's coming back to Impact Wrestling this Sunday. John, I always like to call him Mundo because he's Mundo on Lucha Underground. So I just call him Mundo everywhere I see him, but he's not. He's John Hannigan, Johnny Impact, John Morrison. I got the figure right next to me here. He's coming back to Impact this Sunday. And I got a feeling, something big is going to happen with him. He's one of my favorites. I'd love to see something crazy happen. There's so much going on right now, and how that company is flowing right now with their storylines, the wrestling, just everything. And like I said, this is not a oh, I hate WWE. No, it's just I'm taking what I've been pouring money into every single month for however many years the network's been around. Since day one, I've been a network subscriber, and I'm switching it. And I want to see Impact Wrestling grow with this website, this app, this network, to the point that they can also do what the WWE does. They can show their big pay-per-views on there someday, Right now, they're, it's still, it's I don't think it's even a year old now. I was looking, it started late fall, winter time, or whatever it was. And they've been slowly but surely building the content on there. So, do I think what it's worth, what I'm paying for right now? Yeah. But I look at it this way. Compared to like other websites or networks or whatever, it may not have as much. But you know what? It's only going to increase. They got all the classic TNA stuff on there. And granted, yeah, some of it's kind of there's a lot on there that's good. And you know what? I as a wrestling fan want to go back and watch some of that stuff back when TNA started, man. It was a cool alternative to me. And there's a lot that I missed, so I'm curious to go back and watch how the company evolved. Pre-Hogan stuff. And that's not a knock on Hogan. It's just, that was a change in the company that a lot of people didn't dig. I thought there was some pros and cons, but whatever. I love Hogan, so I was very tuned in to see what he was going to do with the company at the time, as I'm sure a lot of you were too. Holy cow, Johnny Nitro, yeah. The chat is blowing up. Good to see it's so active. I'm not going to read everything right now. I'll read it post production. So yeah, I just wanted to get on here and talk about. And like I said, this is not hating. I want to make this point. I want to drive it home. This is not, oh, I can't stand the WWE. I hate them. They're not doing anything right. No, like I said, I still got a lot of favorites there. I miss Ambrose. Like I miss Ambrose immensely. I can't wait for him to come back, and I hope he's healthy and he can revitalize his career when he gets back and do something fresh. Hell, just before I went live, I saw that they picked AJ Styles' opponent for SummerSlam already. It's Almas. That was like, oh my God, that's crazy. It's like it, but I want to see, that's one thing. That's just one thing. That's not gonna, oh my God, I made a mistake, I'm gonna get that network for SummerSlam. No, I'm sorry. That's a great change. I mean, that's really taking a chance. And I want to see the WWE do more of that, take more chances. And I've said it once, I've said it a million times, shake it up. Like when the Shield showed up. I want to see more stuff like that. Take a chance, you know? And that's what Impact Wrestling, I feel, is doing on a consistent basis. They're bringing in guys like Phoenix and Pentagon that are absolutely hot as hell on the independent scene. They got a guy who's completely reinvented his career like Johnny Impact. They're bringing in new knockouts. They're constantly changing their X division. It's very different from how it was back in the infancy of the X division. You know, Styles, Christopher Daniels, Kazarian, just to name a few. Joe, you know, that is classic stuff. Hell, now I want to go watch that Daniel Styles Joe match. It's one of the greatest triple threats of all time. I got to look up to see when that was. but yeah, just changing as a wrestling fan. I've got so many new favorites that I'm seeing over the course of the last couple of years, making big strides in the wrestling world and showing up on TV in multiple places. I mean, that's crazy. Think about it. It's like, you know, who'd have thunk a guy like, just throwing a name out there, Callahan, the guy who's literally taking the wrestling world by storm. And I know he's not everybody's cup of tea. Not everybody digs him. Not everybody gets it. And that's okay. That's okay. He's Jeremiah Crane on Lucha Underground. He's flipping Impact Wrestling on its head over the course of the last 6 months with his feuds with OVE and other people. He's on MLW, and I keep hearing people tell me, dude, you gotta watch MLW. And I'm like, yeah, it's on my to-do list. One of these days I'm gonna just like binge watch episodes like 1 through, what are they up to, episode 9 now or something like that. I'm gonna binge watch like the entire last couple months all in one day just to catch up. I just saw a picture or something coming up that Low Key, I thought Swerve was their champ. Apparently Low Key's their champ now. So like, yeah, I got some catching up to do, but a lot of my favorites from Lucha Underground are on that too. And I don't have to be in whatever sports channel, whatever network stuff. I've got the only way I can watch it is on they upload them like a day later when they're from being live on their YouTube channel. So that's how I've got the list saved in my playlists on YouTube. So that's how I'm going to watch them. I watched the first, two or three episodes, and I dig it. It's like, if you haven't watched it, it's similar to Lucha Underground. It's a real intimate setting, studio. One of my biggest surprises, and that actually really drew me into it, if you like classic commentary, Tony Schiavone from old WCW is one of the guys, along with, I'm going to forget the guy's name and I apologize. It's a guy that was in the WWE for a cup of coffee and then they let him go. I didn't hear why or anything. I can't think of his name and I apologize. But they're a decent team, you know, for the couple episodes that I watched, I thought it was okay. So yeah, like I said, I'm making changes. I signed up for the GWN. I saw there's a lot of documentaries that I've seen like parts of on YouTube. I'm going to go watch like all of them because I love documentaries. Dreamer, Vampiro, Santino Marella. There's other ones with, There's a very long Bret Hart one on there. There's all sorts of stuff. There's a lot of independent wrestling, up and coming, like, you know, like companies that are getting more and more attention on social media because they're growing in popularity. Excuse me. Like FSW, just one off the top of my head. It's where Cross was champ for like 10 years. No, I'm not that long. He was champ for, he was like undefeated for 2 years, champ for 1 year, something like that. And some of that content is on there amongst with a bunch of other stuff. In fact, in another month or two, they're going to be going to Vegas to do a set of tapings with the FSW, whatever location in Vegas. So that's going to be interesting. You know, and that's great. It's expanding the company. They're going, you know, they're touching here. They're up in Canada. They're going out west now. It shows great growth, in my opinion. Are they doing arenas and stadiums? No. But the way there's a wrestling, it's a growing boom right now, you know? Some people don't agree with the whole golden era thing. But I think it's like golden era part 2. It's just at the cusp. It's at the beginning. And hell, look at All In. Jeez Louise. You know, 10, 11,000, whatever seats, half an hour, boom, sold out. And Ring of Honor and New Japan just got booked for WrestleMania weekend next year in Madison Square Garden. 20,000 seater. Holy crap. They must have something like quietly, like no one's talking about, I'm guessing. Like they know something. They know something, and they talk to Madison Square Garden, and they're like, look, we know something. We're telling you about it so we can get in there and book a show, but we can't tell anybody yet. That's what I feel like is going on. Like there's something big coming. Like, and it's going to like absolutely rock the wrestling world slowly, you know? The NWA slowly growing. All these different things in wrestling now. It's such an exciting time. And is, you know, and if you follow me for a long time, you know, you can see how the content on my channel is changing. It's all Impact, it's all Lucha Underground amongst other little sprinkling things in there here and there. So yeah, I mean that pretty much sums up everything I wanted to spit out, just talking about how I canceled the WWE network and signed up for GWN. And I look at it as an investment in watching new content, different content. And, you know, it's like, and I want to start getting different action figures too. Like besides WWE, I want to hunt down the old TNA ones, or you know, those are pretty hard to find. I was like, wow, you know, for the longest time I wanted a Raven action figure, and the only way I could do it was through TNA, whatever, you know, stuff like that. Like Cage and Johnny Impact have brand new T-shirts out. It's like, wow, man, I'm gonna, you know, that's what I want to sink my money into now. So yeah, that's about it. And thank you everyone for blowing up the chat. It's great to see. Oh, even the Baron's in there. My goodness. Good to see you, Baron. And I'll go through the whole thing later. And if you only caught part of this, this will be up on the channel later. I wasn't going to specifically put this on a website for wrestlingwithwrestling.com or rantwithant.com. This is just kind of a general wrestling topic thing. So yeah. And if you're new to the channel, by all means, there's plenty more of this where that came from. Go check it out, if you will. Smash that like button, smash that sub button, and ring that bell for notifications so that you know when more of my content hits your screen. And that's going to do it for this one. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Have a grand evening. We'll see you tomorrow night for some Lucha Love right here live. Peace.